We are now on the second paragraph right there. And of course, as you go along, you can delete these things if you want. I guess you can delete the comments as we go along. With the second paragraph, you have excellent information. Specifically, the requirements are that you tell what happened during the disaster. So I'm going to suggest that you see this source. Okay, so I'm going to copy that one. I'm going to put it here, and then have you bullet some more things so you're getting a timeline. And so let's go here. Nope. Yes. This is a good article. I mean, it starts out saying the summer was the hottest in years. The humidity was hardly bearable. The muddy swamps of Philadelphia spawned round after round of mosquitoes, which relentlessly assaulted their human blood meals. An eerie chill bestowed the empty streets of Philadelphia as the only sound heard is of the carriages making their rounds to pick up the dead. Now, of course, you're not going to use that in your information because you have to just do the main points. But I think it's just helpful to have an adult read it aloud. So it was the summer of 1793, and a ghastly epidemic of yellow fever gripped the largest city of America and the nation's capital at the time. Then you want to go in order. So this summer of 1793, you've said that the fever lasted for nearly 100 years, but you might want to here put that yellow fever took on epidemic, spell that right, proportions starting in, and that's where you might want to put this information about how the summer of 1793, that's when the epidemic started. So I'll let you pause it if you want to put that in, and you're going to have to put it in here, knowing that that is your heading for your source for that. So I'll let you pause. Hopefully you've put in then so that you're saying it started in the 1690s and ended in late 1793, but now you're saying it when it really started with that epidemic that you're talking about. Then if you go on and read, and again, you want to have this stuff in order, it says that the number of deaths in 1793 by yellow fever was more than 4,000. Some estimate the number closer to 5,000, which is a tenth of Philadelphia's 50,000 residents. So 1/10, 1 out of every 10 people died. And then you've already put this information, how a bunch of people, you've got that one down. Then it describes the background, which you've already got. It talks about on August 19, 1793, was the first victim, the first fatality, Peter Ashton. Let's see, Benjamin Rush, who was a famous doctor at the time, was the one who identified that the illness that this guy died of was yellow fever. On your timeline, by August 25th, A terror spread like wildfire through Philadelphia. Many fled the cities. Also, the hospitals were in horrible condition. Nurses could not be had at any price because nurses didn't want to go into the hospitals where almost every bed contained a dead body and the floors reeked with filth. So it talks about that panic and fear spreading. It says that the number of deaths changed from 10 victims a day in August to 100 a day in October. The city was completely unprepared for this. And Philadelphia just became deserted and desolate. But Dr. Benjamin Rush became the leader of the fight against yellow fever. And although he was urged to flee, he said he was going to stay there and tend to his patients. This Dr. Benjamin Rush thought he found his own treatment for yellow fever by October, and he would do blood leaching and purging patients. He would sometimes remove a lot of blood from the body. And he even gave this mercury compound to purge the bowels. Now, even though there wasn't any true cure, and they didn't even get a vaccine until 1937, Dr. Rush's convictions for a cure gave people strength and hope. And it's estimated that he saved over 6,000 people. Finally, there were frosts in mid to late October that froze over the stagnant pools of water where mosquitoes bred, and it decreased the yellow fever infections. And by November, the horrific epidemic was over, and residents finally returned to their homes and lives. So I'll let you pause and just pick a few things out of there for your timeline, because that's what's required for paragraph 2. And then when you've written a few notes, we'll return. So that is paragraph 2, and then I've got a final video for body paragraph 3.